Welcome to Taylor by Nature 6984. Thanks for hanging out today. Please subscribe and share this information if you find it enlightening. Before we get started, I would like to start with a Bible verse, Daniel's 12, verse 4, which states, "But you, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal up the scroll, even to the time of the end. Many shall search to and fro, and knowledge shall increase." When we read this verse, and speaking of knowledge, and which involves technology, many of us look at the things we're experiencing today as, I guess you'll call it futuristic or advancement in technology. But if you look at history itself and go back in the past, you realize that we were way more advanced in the past versus what's going on today. There are a lot of things that happened in the past that, based because of the language we speak today, was removed. And it was removed on purpose. Case in point, the first language that, as far as human recorded language, which is the Aramaic language, when you look at that language, you realize that the people back then, they were more in tune with nature, and because they were more in tune with nature, by default, they were more advanced than we are today. Because nature is the most advanced technology on Earth, and because it's the most advanced technology on Earth, if we are moving away from that technology, that means we are going backwards. We're not progressing at all. So the things we need to know about our anatomy and physiology, about the earth, about everything that's going on within with all the sciences, if we're not practiced or engaged in those things, we're actually literally going backwards. So we're going from a natural base information world where we're in tune with our environment, our form and function, our, and because we're not right now, because we're moving away from that, we are moving away from what's true and what's real. And with the language we speak today, we are moving to a more synthetic language, which means a more programmable language. And if something is programmable in the aspect, it could be manipulated and controlled by outside entities. And with the language that we spoke before, which is the Aramaic language, it actually it mirrors nature. It creates images of itself by mirroring nature. So the language we spoke and the environment we live in was actually cohesive. And because it's cohesive, it makes for a better living. The things we engaged in, the things we eat, the things we put in our body actually benefit us because we know what the outcome or the chemical reaction of those ingredients or those elements will do to us. Because truly our body is a complex chemical process. And if we know the chemistry of the body and the chemistry of the nutrients and its effects on the functionality of our body, that is very, very advanced thinking versus today where you have to go online or trying to figure out or go to a specialist to find out what's good for you, what's not good for you, or go to a herbalist or someone trying to find out what's really going on with your temple, when there was a time when we was more in tuned with our natural environment, where we could tell what's really going on with us if we see animals moving around or doing certain things, we know how to read nature. We know how to read the wind. We know how to do a lot more natural things than we are able to do today. As a matter of fact, when we really look at it, the animals have not lost contact with nature because their language has not changed. Humans have become disconnected from nature, and the reason why they become disconnected from nature because their language have changed. And speaking of change, there was another change that actually took place within the human psyche, within the human biology as well. And I spoke about that last time when I spoke about the book of Genesis. And I mentioned that the word Genesis is it's not what we have been told. The word Genesis is the informal plural for the word gene, which is the unit of hereditary that is transferred from a parent to offspring, which determines some characteristic of the offspring. And based on that, that was an injection into changes within our understanding and our biology as well. Which, like I said, I mentioned Enoch talked about it extensively as far as the angel corrupting human DNA, as far as interbreeding with humans, and that causes other problems within the earth. So when we look at technology today, we have to think of technology in two forms. You have the original technology that was created um, from the earth. So the ingredient for that technology was taken from within the earth. That means it's an endemic or local technology that was created from the earth. But when the angels came here and interject their DNA into human DNA, it's a different technology that was introduced. So the offspring of that union created a different kind of technology, an adversarial technology that's contrary to the humans that was actually formed from the resources from within the earth. That means they are more adaptive to the earth environment itself because it was part of this nature of earth that it came from, or this part of the universe that it actually originate from. Like I said, angels, or you call it Anunnakis, they mean that those who came from heaven, they came from somewhere else. So you have man, who is one form of technology, and you have angel, who's a different form of technology. And when those two unique technologies meet up, or in this way, as far as biological technology, they interbreed, it creates a different kind of technology. And in the Bible, that's referred to the sons of destruction because angels were meant to form and function, was meant to do one thing, and humans was meant to do another thing. And because they were never meant to commingle, the offspring that was created from that is going to be destructive because it was unnatural. And so we see that destruction through the earth, the sons of destruction. Speaking of information and technology, like I said, as far as everything we're seeing, we're thinking is progress, or we're thinking is growth in technology, but it's actually not. When you look at the technology we see today with robots and AIs and all these different things, we are thinking that, okay, this is something new, you know, and not knowing that this technology is actually a downgrade from a biotechnology aspect. So if you want to create an advanced technology, you want to create something that could actually reproduce itself. You don't want to be in the process of creating something where you have to keep interfering with that technology, trying to upgrade it, trying to do all these things. Once it's created, the technology recreates itself. That's advanced technology. And that's what happened when we look on a biological scale, where we see hybrid animals, we see different hybrid things. I know the pig is a hybrid. So when you look at the aspect of a pig, you see that technology where the pig was created to actually be to scavenge and get rid of certain, I guess, um, waste products that was meant to get rid of that. So instead of having like a landfill, technology is the advanced technology to create like a pig or a I guess a crow or scavenger birds to actually clean up the environment. So that's one aspect of advanced technology where these animals was created to actually clean the earth. You have in the ocean, you have like, you have a ground, I guess the ground feeders, where you have certain fishes, you have lobster, you have shrimp, you have certain things in the ocean that actually clean the ocean. So that's advanced technology where they actually do the job they need to do, clean up the environment, and they actually reproduce themselves. And like I mentioned before about going backwards or not being advanced and not knowing about your anatomy and physiology, is that the things that was technology that was created, biotechnology that was created to cleanse the earth, because we are told that they are considered delicacies. Filet mignon, pork, with scallops, shrimp, lobster. These things, we're told to eat these things based on the language language we speak today, and those things are not meant to be eaten, and because they actually create a negative effect in our physiology, and because it affects our physiology, it actually, like I said, it degrades our form and function, and after a while we get sick and we die, not from old age, by the way. um, we die from ignorance of the things that we put in our body that's actually killing us. So when someone said they died of old age, and they really met someone that died from old age, people die from making bad decisions. The things we put in our body, things that we eat, kills us. So the things that we eat destroy us. And like I said, at one point we was in tune with nature. We know the technologies around us, the biotechnologies around us, and we know that biotechnology affects on our form and function. And because we know those things, we actually made decisions to use them accordingly to benefit us. Putting those things in our mouth is like putting acid in your mouth. Like knowing that acid is corrosive is like putting acid in your mouth today, eating a lobster or a shrimp, because it's not, all it's going to do is corrode your internal structure. So when we look at technology, we have to think that we are technology, and so the first and most advanced technology is our form and function. Everything else is a replica or a copy of what is the true technology, or the most advanced technology on earth. So everything else is a downgrade. So you have the humans, I guess Adamic humans, and then you have the other technology, which is the story of Adam and Eve and the serpent in the garden. That was another technology that was added to the earth, which Genesis 3 verse 15 expresses. which states, I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your seed and thy seed. So when we look at that, there's two different offspring, two different seeds within the earth. And like I said, they're contrary to each other. And so it's always going to be fighting for, I guess, territorial um, rights or rulership of the earth. So overall, like I said, we based on because of the language we speak, we tend not to view things for what they are. We tend to view things based on what we have been told. And we have been told, you know, a computer, a robot, and all these things are advanced technology, when in reality, they are not advanced technology. I mean, the most you could say, they probably help us or aid us in doing things, but not considered advanced technology. Because we are the advanced technology. And because we're advanced technology, we can create them because because we are advanced. Only advanced technology can create other technologies. And speaking of advanced technology, I know many of you may have heard of Elon Musk. So Elon Musk is, I guess they say he's the richest guy in, well, richest guys we know about publicly. I guess it's probably a good way to term that. And when you actually look at the things that he created, his name, and all those things, they actually, if you, they actually play an essential role in what we actually see with, as far as the angels are concerned. Like I said, the angel is another technology that actually came to Earth, a contrary technology. And when you look at, as far as Elon, his first name, El, one of the meaning, or when you look at the word El and you look at all the names of all the angels, there's El in the name as well. And the word El is actually, or the name Elon is an abbreviation for the term Elves of the Eons. Pretty much mean advanced race, that species that came to Earth. If it was a Superman movie, his father's name was El. Another thing that we could look at also is he created, I guess, SpaceX. And when you look at X from upside down, is actually from up top, is actually the pyramid. And one of the things that the angels left here on Earth, they left pyramids back on Earth. And within the word pyramid is the letters IYR, which in your English, in your Hebrew concordance, is actually, it means an angel. That's what those letters mean. So they left their initials in the word pyramid. And so when you look at that aspect of it, and another, I guess, when you look in the Bible itself, and you see the word three, the three wise men, or pyramid, speak of pyramid or three wise men, is really talking about the angels as well. And when you look at the Cybertruck he created, it's shaped like a triangle, three folds. So when you see three folds, triangle, those are aspects of the pyramid, and those are aspects of the elves of the Eon, or some people refer to them as angels or Anunnakis. But those some of the technology that they have created within the earth. And so, and one of the telltale signs of the angels or the elves of the eons is technology. Technology brought them here, and technology is their, I guess, their identity, because they're pretty much an advanced race. That's what they are, an advanced race. Advanced race meaning they have capabilities that we don't have. They have capabilities as far as mimicking things, shape shifting. There's a lot of things that they could actually do. And when you watch a movie like Thor, that kind of gives you an insight into some of the technology that they have and they could create. When you see the men of old, men of renown that the Bible speak about, it's talking about those um, the offsprings of the technology between the earth technology of human biology and the technology of angel technology and human mixing, and the offspring creates giants. They call them giants within the earth, and and they have abilities that the angels have that we don't have. So some of them adapt those abilities. Like I said, the word Genesis, the root of it is the word genes. So some of the characteristic from the angels, the technology, the power that they have or abilities that they have, some of those characteristics get picked up by their mixed offsprings within the earth. So that's why you see those movies like Superman, Thor, and you know, when you see those movies, that's where they get that information from. So those information doesn't really just come out the air. Those are those information that was stolen, and people in Hollywood, I mean, if you pay money to get that information to put it in a movie so you can make money off those movies. So these are the things that we are not, that's not available within the English language. When the English language was put together, there was a lot of information outside of other languages like the Aramaic language that didn't make it over into the English language. So a lot of things we don't actually know about, or because we don't speak about it, we have no clue what those things are. I know before 1920, part of the periodic table, the ether was a part of the periodic table, which Nicholas Tesla tapped into to make actually a real electric car versus what Elon is making right now. The technology back in 1900s, early 1900s, 1901, where Tesla was actually making electric cars, he actually tapped into the ether itself, the space between you and I. He tapped into that space, and he pulled energy from that space to power his cars. And after 1920, they removed the word ether from the periodic table, so no one speaks about it anymore. And because no one speaks about it, the information goes away. Just like many words right now, we can't say online. And after a while, those words don't go, they're going to go away. And people have no idea what those things are. So like I said, when we look at the world itself and we look at the language that conveys the information that we use, the language itself is, like I said, it involves everything that we do, because that is our primary way of communicating information. And if the language gets changed, our action gets changed. And when our action gets changed, we forget the important things that's needed to actually carry on our life and to make our life more livable and more, I guess, like healthy. And we could live a long, prosperous life. And that was the main aspect. It's actually the first language, like I spoke about, the Aramaic language, because it was based on nature and it's a reflection of nature. We were able to live a long life. Sometimes we see in the Bible where people live 500, 600 years old. We wonder how they live so long because they understand the functionality and the chemistry and the makeup and the requirements that's needed to maintain our body in a optimal in an optimal state of mind, body. And because they know those things, they live for a very long time. Today, we don't know those things. And as a result, like it's written, my people suffer because they lack knowledge. And because we don't know those things anymore, we suffer as a consequence. Well, I hope you enjoy my little chat. Trying to get my talking points and everything together and try to communicate better as I learn and adapt and try to share information that I've learned over the years. So I am practicing, trying to get everything in a row, get everything in line so you could flow better. So I hope you enjoy this talk. No cuts, just talking. See you next time.